And I feel like this, what I just heard was your guys' calabash is overflowing. And so that, again, you guys have so much wisdom, so much experience, and so much insight to use these dimensions to bring about positive change. So I want to appreciate Mahalo you for that. We're going to move into Q&A right now, so if you have your app and you want to pose a question for us, you can open up your app, go to the Q&A section, look for the keynote, and type in a question, and we'll do our best to try to answer it. I think we have about 10 minutes for this.
Oh, she's using the app.
Oh, and you can go to the next slide. Sorry, while they're doing this. Just our email if you want to get in touch with us and you want to follow up. We're more than happy to connect with you offline. So yeah, think about popping in some questions. While you do that, I'll just share one more thing because I was just telling Keith and Ken, every time we do this, it's a different roster. There's different of our team up here. But we always learn something new about the way that we explain or connect to these topics. And that is part of our collective journey too, is that it just keeps pushing you further. It's never a journey that you ever fully arrive, but you get to another level of understanding and use. And then I'll buy you guys 10 more seconds to write your questions. I mentioned Kūkulu Kūmuhana, and I asked you folks to think about Kūkulu, what are you building? What's your legacy? What are you trying to create in this world? Kūkulu, what's your reason for doing it? And what's the source of your inspiration? And then Hana, what are you actually doing to make that vision come true? Kūkulu Kūmuhana is also a really important step in Kūkulu Kūmuhana. And I know that we have Haku and practitioners here. So I'm not one, but I do know that if you are going to be the first step in Kūkulu Kūmuhana is tooling your collective Ike and Mana and focusing on a problem. That is actually,
Sorry.
If everyone's all on the pages, you're not going to get something to do. And if some people are giving a little bit themselves, other people are holding back, you're not going to achieve the change you want. So Kūkulu Kūmuhana also means collective cooling, which I think you guys are doing now. Okay, are there questions? Did I buy enough time? We got one! One brave soul. So the question is, beyond housing, what is important to those in these affected communities? That's a question I want you guys to answer. Beyond housing, so yes, if you're thinking about Kūkulu Kūmuhana, you're thinking, okay, folks that you're serving, the immediate need might be housing or houselessness. Beyond that, are there other issues?
I do have a question.
Help you uncover other sources of pain, hurt, trauma. So I guess I would wonder, I don't know if you guys
Oh, you're still texting.
what we found with this work is that oftentimes when you directly at something, you lose the opportunity to see the other pieces of the puzzle and how they fit. So I would suggest that you guys would be the best person to answer that question, but I would think that these dimensions would resonate as you have conversations. That you acknowledge that no matter what condition we are, we have it, right? We can make a difference. We can have choices. Choice-making ability. That we do come with 5-5, right? That we have people that we can draw upon, right? And we can believe in care to hold on to however that matters in our lives. It's something greater than us. To hold on to. So,
She went to the bathroom.
you guys don't know about how that
She went to the CES too.
Venus is like perfect. Okay, another question. Okay, what do you see, what's the future of this framework over the next 5 or 10 years? You're right, so we've been on this journey for 7 years. What does maybe the next 7 years look like? I'm going to pass.
That's a good question. Looking back,
Are we at time?
It's something like we had last week. Allow us to dive into something that's really is that as a group has over time and that should spread across practices and disciplines, it allows us to revisit, it allows us to highlight what shows us. And so I think for me, I would see the framework going down the line, really going to the next set of years, the next set of dimensions. we also got to say, we have to have this talk thing. You know, there's an energy that wants to be discussing these things because, you know, these topics are light and we're seeing each other in all the dreams that are talking about these things. And so maybe multiple sessions out there, focusing on, again, just financial. We do have a continuing interest in finding ways to measure, monitor, track, movement, individual, collective level, and everything. So I think that would be a lot of ways we can go into this quickly. See another couple questions coming in.
I think another great way to add into the keys is to summarize it perfectly. And another way that we hope to see Kūkulu Kūmuhana in the future is the impact on policy. For an example, at the Queen's Health System, we use Kūkulu Kūmuhana as a framework for one of our studies, and we're also using it to influence our cultural training policies for our caregivers, and physicians and nurses as well. So think of it impacting policies, whether through programming, not-for-profit, or even a state level that we hope to see that.
So we have another question on program information for schools. This one is a little harder to answer, so whoever asked that question, please email us at kūkulu@kūkulu.org and we can connect you with more resources.
Pass this on the key, but so there's a question about what impacts have you seen switching to a strengths-based perspective, right? So instead of problematizing and catastrophizing everything, anything that you've seen from the work that we've done in the community is when you start to frame well-being in strengths-based.
Yeah, we see it. I think for me, one of those big resident points is with the kids, right? A few of the communities now have highlighted we do pride in schools. And so just seeing the pride, right, the connection, that any pillar in their lives, recognizing that we have this, they have connection. I think in the four walls of the classroom, right, the institution, sometimes that gets forgotten and not highlighted. And so I would say, youth program, that's been a really great we have a
Okay, so last question, and it's really about how do you use this framework cross-culturally? Again, we recognize that it's from another point of view, but we may not necessarily be applying it that way. And it's, I think what we've experienced, we've done some of these talks and trainings for folks that I work with all of Buddhists, early teachers, teacher training programs, mixed group. I guess what I would start to say is if you're doing your work here in these islands, I think it's just really important that people naturally welcome that perspective of the host culture. Right? So if you're recently moved here and been here for a long time, you're not getting to what we do share, right, is the beauty and history of this place. So that's one thing that we talk about. Look. And then we also know that part of the experience is really personal. Even if you are a native Hawaiian, your experience with native Hawaiians is different from others. So we try to find connecting points to make sure that there's acknowledgement of diversity and people feel included and not excluded. Just a really quick example, we work with some kids who maybe are foster kids and they don't know who their parents are. So when you talk about their genealogy, it's sort of like, I tell you about you, it's really tough. So we find ways to acknowledge that, but also say, well, what is your chosen family, right, that you have? So again, we wish we had way more time to unpack this with you. We're so grateful for the time that you have given us. Thank you so much. And really, all the work that